All right, here we go, and we are underway. Trey Gelder goes upstairs, and he was impressive against the Adelaide 36ers. Had 10 points in the fourth quarter, wasn't able to knock down the free throws at the end of the game, but he was one of the reasons that the Sydney Kings were there. Trapping defense from the Perth Wildcats. Ben Knight with a medium range. Jay's off the mark. Wildcat pulls it down. Here come the Wildcats.
Straight away we see that pressure defense. It enables them to get up the floor and a quick transition basket to Wildcat.
And quickly the mismatch of Julian Khazzouh trying to guard a smaller perimeter player that's a threat at the three-point line. Shows up.
We see Sydney straight away. They're trying to get a post up on their mismatch. They feel they've got an advantage on with Wagstaff with Khazzouh in the post. End up posting up straight away.
Luke Martin, who was a great start against the Adelaide 36ers, jumps in the air with nowhere to go. And a turnover to Luke Martin. Wagstaff turns the corner, just blows by Julian Khazzouh. Gives up 2 straight layups.
Dribble handoff's a tough play to guard right there. And Khazzouh back right in the post against a smaller Sean Reddick. Crowd wanted to travel.
Damian Martin with the good D on the help, and then it's Cam Tovey with fingers on the shot as Sean Reddick weaves his way through the Sydney defense. The Wildcats up 8-0. Sorry, 6-0.
And it's all the Wildcats' pressure at the defensive end that's creating their offensive opportunities. Forcing the Kings in a quick shot, that one going down for Gilder.
That's the pace that Sydney don't want. And then it's Wagstaff running the floor. Ian Beard is furious. Calls a timeout. And the Sea of Red and the Perth Wildcats here at Challenge Stadium run up the lead. Making it 8-2. Having some trouble here with the clock here at Challenge Stadium. I was pretty sure it was 8-2, and it is. This timeout is brought to you by INET, the official sponsor of the NBL. Let's listen in.
It's a trap. Don't go to steal unless it's so obvious. Okay, and then you guys got to hightail back. Okay, keep reading the on ball. Read the on ball. Get in the, yep, the handoffs are getting after. Now, with our transition, I love the way you're running the floor. So get it to this spot, run the floor, post up. You look to pick and pop. Okay, so if you set that, get out of there. Keep the spacing and the ball moving. Great job. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Tony, Rob Beveridge would be extremely happy with how that start has gone. 8-2 to the Perth Wildcats, especially Jesse Wagstaff filling in for Matthew Knight.
Couldn't ask for a better start, and like I alluded to, it was their defense that's getting them their transition opportunities. Even when Gilder hits the little jump shot, they still get a transition basket, which conversely is a concern for the Sydney Kings. They're not able to get back and stop the transition basket even after a score. So a great start to the Wildcats.
Imagine comes into the game, Julian Khazzouh sits down, he just gives up 3 straight layups to the Perth Wildcats. Ian Billiard just not happy with him at all. And now this is more of a lineup that can match the size and quickness of the Perth Wildcats. And let's see if the Perth Wildcats pressure bothers the Sydney Kings. The reason for the delay is we've got a problem with the scoreboard.
Got it.
Can't hear you, Perth. Time to get
The
loud.
scoreboard reads 0-0.
Here we go.
The ball, they take about 4 seconds, and the trap is successful for Perth. Robbins to Martin, dribble penetration and kick, throws it right to Sanders, and then he throws the ball out of bounds. Damian Martin with his defensive presence forces the Kings into another turnover.
Sydney are just playing right into Perth's hand, that they're panicking, and they're all running to the ball. The ball is like a magnet, and they're trying. You've got to try and get the ball in this second quarter of the court instead of right near the basket.
Wagstaff on a pick and pop or a pick and roll. Dribble penetration and kick. Team's the best in the business at that. Robbins goes hard to the basket, shoots an average looking shot, it's his own rebound, and Luke Martin fouls him over the top. Perth just dictating the terms of the intensity of this ball game.
Brad Robbins having the mismatch with Ben Knight on him. You see there, pretty lucky, I think, to get away with a foul. Could have been his own teammate that created contact, but they've been a lot more aggressive and just dictating the terms early. Sydney a little shell-shocked, to be honest.
Robbins gets the free throw, finishes off the three-point play. Perth with their trapping extended defense. Here they come. Luke Martin that time has no trouble with it, but they're facing an 11-2 deficit. Sanders, his pull-up is a tough shot, and it's short. Sean Redditch pulls down the rebound. Redditch over the top of a couple of Sydney Kings, and it's tapped in by Jesse Wagstaff.
Here we go.
Wildcats out-rebounding the Sydney Kings 5-0. Magin has the ball tipped away by Martin. His intensity is all over the shop. Shot clock down to 4. Trey Gelder goes right, then left. The swooping layup is off the mark. Redditch taps it to Ben Magin. Tovey throws it off the leg of Sanders.
Great defense there. Just the awareness to be able to get a hand back on the ball there by Cam Tovey. Get a deflection and deflected off the Sydney players. But Sydney at the moment, offensively, aren't executing anything. Any of their shots are coming out of broken plays and no offensive structure.
Redditch with a runner off the glass. Nothing but net. 15-2 the Wildcats. Sanders for 3. He lines it up. That's good. Big bucket for Sydney.
Massive bucket, one they needed. Perth, as opposed to the last time we saw them here, they're 7th and 9th in the field and shooting a great percentage. They couldn't hit the side of a barn last time, so a great start to the Wildcats. We see Sean Redditch with one of his patented moves. With a nice little chip shot from the middle of the key. He'll take that all day.
That's kicked off the leg of Wagstaff. And Luke Martin trying to motor down, get an easy one. Damian Ryan into the game for Ben Magin.
How's that for a side for Perth, though? They take Brad Robbins off, co-captain, and then bring on Kevin Lish, one of the premier guards in the league.
Sydney having a little trouble with the pressure defense put on them by the Wildcats. Sanders with an isolation, shoots over the top, and Tovey, that's no good. A lot of standing around for Sydney. Lish, Redditch, this is a matchup where Sydney have struggled to contain Sean Redditch. He switched his pivot foot. Jeremiah Truman comes in for Jesse Wagstaff. Good start for him.
And this is where those opportunities extend for other players. When you're missing one of your premier players, big opportunity for Jeremiah Truman to step up in this game as well.
Damian Martin gets himself into the play. He gets Sanders to turn down that 3. Gelder in the corner, creates some space for himself off the window. He's got some skills.
Tough basket there, tough basket. Jumped in, drew the contact, and still was good enough to get that contact and then convert the 2 points.
Sydney trying to weather this storm, and a little give and go by Sean Redditch. Boy, he can score in a lot of different ways.
When he gets that mindset, we see they're going for the pick and roll. Glider there just playing too high on the high side, and Sean recognising that and then slipping to the basket to get the foul and go to the line for 2. Whenever you're in that pick and roll situation, you can't just assume that it's going to happen. You have to be able to keep a hand on the guy and not allow him just to roll to the basket like Sean Redditch did then. Sean's great at that. He's going to sniff that out straight away. He knows when there's a basket at the end of something.
Misses the second free throw. Gelder pulls it down. Gets it to Luke Martin. They've got numbers if he can get one. To Julian Khazzouh. He gets a low catch. His lefty's no good. Offensive rebound. His shot is blocked from behind by Sean Redditch. I'm sure that was clean. And that's right. It's on Jeremiah Truman from the front. We'll get another look.
But that's better offense from Sydney. They're just getting some dribble penetration, not just relying on one pass, then break down one-on-one moves. Luke Martin getting into the lane there, dishing it off to the big man. It's nothing structured, but still a lot prettier basketball than just a broken play with an ISO on the 45.
And 2 from 2, Julian Khazzouh.
Julian Khazzouh gets them both. Sydney trying to weather this storm by the Perth Wildcats, who got hit by a buzzsaw with their defensive intensity. The game looks like it's settled down a little bit for the Kings. Stephen Way trying to back down Sanders. Nice dish into Truman. Goes over Julian Khazzouh.
Truman's great at just getting underneath the basket, being in that short corner area and just picking up little easy baskets. He's going to work harder as we see Khazzouh working hard down in the block. That's what we like to see him doing, try and dominate in the paint, drawing a foul on Sean Redditch.
Perth continue to run in fresh bodies as Sean Redditch takes a blow. Jesse Wagstaff comes back in. Sanders to Damian Ryan. He launches a long three, and it's nothing but net. Big bucket for him.
Damian Ryan will not think twice. He will let that go. It doesn't matter where he is on the floor. Played a season with him here in Perth, and he was not afraid to let it go.
Wagstaff spinning back to the middle. Ball's tipped to Julian Khazzouh. Sydney Kings with Luke Martin. His pull-up jump shot is good. Sydney looking the goods in transition early here in the first quarter.
Back to a 6-point game, Steve.
Wagstaff with the screen and the roll. And the pass to Jeremiah Truman. He gets the finish.
Sydney just struggling with that little pick and roll on the 45. Have to make an adjustment defensively. Work that out. Perth are definitely exploiting that.
Julian Khazzouh with a low catch. Ball goes off his foot and out of bounds. Get another look. Again, good pressure from the weak side from the rotating guard. Kevin Lish that time. Ball's knocked out of bounds. That'll go by the way of Sydney Kings. I love the way Damian Martin plays. Even when things don't work out for him, just never shows on his face.
No, he is the consummate professional and someone that just works harder than the next guy. And that's what he does all game.
Khazzouh with another low catch. His lefty is good this time. Good soft shot by Julian Khazzouh. But again, great pressure on him by the swarming, rotating help defense of the Perth Wildcats. Still a 6-point game. Truman is short. Gelder keeps it alive. It goes to Damian Martin. Blocked by Julian Khazzouh. Big play. Luke Martin will slow it down. Gelder. He spins, tough shot falling away as Trey Gelder showing you his skills with numerous ways of scoring for Sydney. 4-point ball game. Sydney weather the storm and get back in it. Way throws it away. It's a foot race for Luke Martin. He takes the bump. Unsportsmanlike foul. Oh my goodness.
I don't know about that. I think you'll see here Luke Martin actually initiates the contact. I don't think you really say that Jesse Wagstaff put himself in a position to try and stop that play.
The ref's saying that he was behind him, but he made a play for the ball. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think that one's a bit harsh.
Well, Sydney felt like they didn't get many calls down the stretch against Adelaide on Friday night. They just got one there.
They certainly did get one. Loading them up at the start of the game to the end here.
Luke Martin does him a favor. I guess you could call that karma. He misses them both, but they do get possession. Luke Martin misses his first 2 free throws of the entire season. I guess he's got to work a little rhythm from the line. That's amazing. Khazzouh with the pass and the dunk. Good pass from Trey Gelder.
Great job by Sydney there, just moving the ball, executing their offense, and coming up with a dunk from Khazzouh.
Drew Williamson into the game for Perth.